Well, absolutely. It's one of those things like if you're a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And basically, they had the right team in place to start with. But that was my point earlier. These were all physicians. These were all leaders in epidemiology and infectious disease. And they took the numbers that they had, which we now know are flawed, right? They were getting stuff from China that they thought they had. They were getting stuff from Europe. The parameters on all that information is totally different. That's not the United States. Our healthcare system's different. Our approach to this was different from day one. And you're right. Those models, they started out, and they've been revised now. And I was the one saying all along that it's going to be a lot smaller than we thought. But initially, they were saying 2 million. And then they were saying anywhere from 125,000 to 250,000 deaths in the United States. Even if we did every single thing that we were being told to do with all the social distancing, that was still going to be the number we're at. Then they went back and recalculated. They said, okay, well, maybe it's closer to 100,000, and then 80,000, and then 60,000, and now it's 30,000. And we're technically above that right now. We're at 40-something thousand right now. But I'll tell you right now, there's other stuff going on as well that I'm not happy about. And part of it is that politics are being injected back into this. And there are places all over the United States that are crediting or putting on people's death certificates COVID-19 when they don't really know if it was COVID-19. But there's a push right now from the left to get that mortality as high as they can possibly get it for a variety of reasons, whether it means they're going to get mail-in voting out there like they want, or they're going to drag this out into the November election and hopefully keep the economy down a little bit and hopefully impact the presidential election and have a better chance of getting a Democrat in. There's a variety of reasons why that's happening out there. But right now there are things, I've heard multiple stories firsthand where people have died from something and they're like, well, they listed this as a COVID-19 death. They never even tested the patient for COVID-19. They just said, well, the patient had some flu-like symptoms. They had a fever and some flu-like symptoms before they died. They may have died from a stroke or a heart attack, but it's getting listed as a COVID-19 death. And that's the kind of politics that I think is completely unacceptable. But to go back to your point, it is. We've recalculated these things now. The president's got two teams right now. He has the task force that he put together to start with. It was all from the medical side of the house, and now he has a task force put together that's mostly from the business side of the house. And it's time for that task force to take the lead on what we're doing. We still want to get advice and we get input from the physicians and the people in the other task force, but they can't be driving the boat anymore. My point with that is if you put a bunch of doctors in the room together, they want everything to be driven by data. They want to see the numbers. We don't have time for them to see the numbers. The testing is not ubiquitous right now. It's not going to be ubiquitous and all over available to everybody for weeks. Once the testing's out there weeks from now, then the numbers are going to follow that by a matter of weeks. So we're looking at like a couple of months before you're going to have the numbers that they would really want to see on the science side of the house to loosen the restrictions. So we can't wait for that. The president, he's been a real leader in this because he's not completely risk adverse. He's willing to step up to the plate and look at the cost-benefit ratio and take some risk. A lot of governors around the United States aren't willing to do that. They can't lead. They're paralyzed by their inability to take risks. The president's not like that. He's not unnecessarily risking the health of this country, but he's looking at the big picture.